Good morning. It's about 6:30 in the morning here in Las Vegas. As you can see, we're still in the city, but we're heading out to Red Rock Canyon. Red Rock is about 15 miles outside the Loop in Las Vegas. We're going out for an early morning hike. We go so early because it's really hot in the day right now. It's up to 120 degrees. We're on the highway now. You can see the mountains. They're out in the distance, and they have these distinct red bands that go through them. Those are created millions of years ago when the earth was still all molten and melting. And it's a combination of magnesium and iron that's melted together, and the iron has become rust on the mountains. You can see as we're driving down the road that there's a lot of bikes on the right side. You need to be really careful. These guys are usually careful, but there's been some accidents with people actually hitting bikers out this way. So watch for them, and watch for them inside the park as well. You will see them. Oh, there went the Red Rock sign. The first turnoff you come to before the entrance to Red Rock goes to a little subdivision called Calico Tanks. It's still a good place to go if you're looking for some easy trails. There's some for people that are physically challenged that are boardwalk trails. You can push a stroller or a wheelchair on it. There's also some trails that come to the back of the Red Rocks. So if you're into climbing, it's a good out-of-the-way place where you won't be swamped with people. This is the entrance to Red Rock. It is the only entrance. You cannot go in through the conservation area any other place. If you ever exit, you have to come back to this entrance. If you exit on the back side, it can be a 20 or 30 mile ride. Looks like there's only one car in front of us, and he seems to be filling out a form. The only time you have to do that is if you're going to buy one of the annual passes. They're really worth it. They're $79. You can get into any national park, national monument, national forest, whether there's a fee or not. This waives it. If you're 65, the way we are, we have an $80 pass, and that gets us into the parks, everything I described, for the rest of our life. This is the visitor center. First place you want to go, you can get a map with all of the hiking trails, everything to see and do with good description. So if this is your first time out here, I would definitely stop there and take advantage. It is open again now. It was closed for several months because of the COVID, but you can get a map there now. The first parking lot we're coming to takes you to three of the probably most used trails, Calico Tanks 1, 2, and 3. It has rock climbing. The rocks are so red here, especially in the brighter day. Right now it's early in the morning, so you don't see it as much, but you'll see more people here every day than any other part of the entire park. We're going to be going through some really steep and sharp curves. If you drive through here, be careful. If you happen to run off the road by any chance or have a problem, you won't stop till you get to the bottom of the valley floor, and you definitely don't want to do that. Halfway through this curvy section, you'll come to an overlook. You can turn off to the left into the parking lot, and this will be the place you can get the best photos of all of the mountains, the valley floor, and it is really spectacular. So stop here, do some photos for Instagram or to send home. There's two good trails here. There's the White Rock Trail, which takes you up to the top of the mountains, but it is difficult. You have to kind of scurry over rocks and walk around them. It's not a real well-defined trail. The other one's called High Point, which gives you probably one of the better views of the entire Red Rock Valley. The mountains in front of us are called the Spring Mountains. You cannot camp inside Red Rock, but at the next turnoff, there is a four-wheel drive road that will take you out the back of the park. You will not be able to come back in that way, so if you want to come for a second day, you'll have to take a 20-mile drive around to that front gate again. But you can go through there, and there's numerous boondocking places behind the mountains on the next road. Pine Creek does have some really nice views, and when you get back into the back, there's a little pool and waterfall that you can rest, have a picnic. It is a long trail. It's not hard once you get down that hill, but it's even harder going back up that hill. We meet a lot of people on the trails. We've had to really take things slow as time went by because Laurel had her hip replaced about 8 months ago in November, and she's made a really fast recovery. So she's able to go down and up this hill with a new titanium hip. There's two girls coming down the hill, so we'll say hi to them as we're going back up. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Remember, there's 113 trails inside Red Rock. It's a really large area. You'll probably want to spend more than one day here, especially if you're in Las Vegas in the summer. It's a good way to get a little higher up and avoid some of the heat.